of Hills and Faces right here on undefinedradio.com. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't, go make sure you like, share this video. Go to our Crossroads Wrestling page. Give that a like and a share. Big event coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about that in detail because it's going to be a big weekend for Crossroads. Our first really big show. We've had a couple of shows that we've started out, testing the waters of how we want to do things, and this is our first real big show.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it. I think we've got a great lineup.
Yeah, it is a good lineup.
It's going to be awesome. Young talent, veteran talent. I mean, across the board, it's going to be fun. Some surprises. Surprise match nobody thought was coming. We're going to talk about that match and a lot of other things as we get into this here in just a few minutes. So hope y'all are ready for it. Ask all the questions you want. We'll try to answer as best we can because we have things to talk about before we do that.
Yeah.
Before we talk about that, I want to ask you about the CM Punk situation. What's your thoughts on it?
I'm not sure. Okay, I know, and I got different accounts of this like that. I think it was handled wrong by Punk as far as, and I'll tell you what it was with him with Jack Perry trying to go through real glass was stupid. My opinion, it's my opinion. I didn't like it, but Punk handled it totally the wrong way. We kind of discussed this, but I mean, to me, instead of going, he should have, and especially with everything that's happened with him before. And I'm sure he didn't come up and say, "Hey, kid, man." I'm sure what the crap's wrong with him? I'm sure he went off on him. And that's just it.
He's going to say it the way CM Punk says things.
He's going to say it. And the thing is, I think, in my opinion, if he would have gone to Tony, gone to Tony and said, "Hey, look, man, this kid's want to do this. He's a good kid." Because, I'm not going to cut the kid's talent or anything else like that. But, I mean, we've all done young and dumb things in this business. But the thing is, he should have gone to Tony with his concerns. Or Tony and Daniel Bryan, I think he's Bryan Danielson, I think is the second to Tony with this, with the sheet saying, but he should have gone to anybody, even Jericho, anybody like say, "Hey, look, this kid wants to do this." He should have gone to somebody, especially Tony. Tony owns it. He should have gone to Tony and said, "Look, this is my concerns," and then after that, it's out of your hands. That's my, but I mean,
but that's not how CM Punk's going to handle things.
I know that too.
He's just going to tell you that's dumb.
I know, and then
you're going through there wrecking your body doing that stuff.
I know that too.
But
I agree. The thing is, I agree with him.
I agree with him too.
But he handled it the wrong way.
Well, I don't know because I was like you. That's how I thought at first, and I've been thinking on this for days. I have been so up and down, seesawing back and forth on the whole issue.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Remember we had the conversation we had earlier that I'm not going to go into detail here, but
yes, exactly. Oh yeah.
And it got me to thinking about. I'm like, as soft as the business has become these days, right? I think, and I'm starting to come around this way, and it kind of bugs me that I am. It doesn't. You got to have that voice that says, "Stop being a jackass. Yeah. Stop being stupid. We're trying to tell you how best to save yourself because guess what? I'm the guy you're going to be in 20 years if you make it this far. My body, as beat up as it is, as hurt.
Yeah.
Now, CM Punk is never going to be one to sugarcoat it. And we need the way this business has become. It's almost to the point where we need guys like that. And if you'd have asked me this a couple years ago or a few years ago, I wouldn't have said, "Oh man, you ain't got to be a dick about it."
No, what the thing is, I'll tell you what it is. Back in the day, as well as I do, if we did something stupid, what happened? We hit that curve.
Oh, we got told. All right,
and it didn't matter. Some vet, even if it wouldn't even be the owner, some vet would ream you and you
because that's the role of a vet. We've lost that.
And the thing of it is, and I understand that too. That being said, the only thing that I had a problem was he had just had a big problem with, he just come back from a big, that skirm they did and everything else that he got. He had a big fight with him. So that's the reason I'm going to stand by. I think you should have gone to Tony. He's like, "I'm going to say something. No, I need to go to Tony because I know what happened last time." That's the only reason. If it happened, if nothing had ever happened before, he needed his butt reamed.
CM Punk's just not made that way. He's not gonna run from the thing and say, what. And that's been my issue. Yeah, because I'm of the same mindset you are. I mean, I agree completely.
The thing is,
it's just that. The terrible thing is we're having to base it against what happened before.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
What
and
you
so
said.
and
Have
so
to base it
the
off
but
that.
but the other thing is that look what happened to CM Punk that whole weekend.
Yeah,
His ride didn't get there to pick him up at
I
the
know.
airport. Who's supposed to be what? Rumor has it, speculation
Oh, I know.
that it's part of the Bucks deal. It was their buddy that was supposed to pick him up. They left him high and dry.
Yeah.
So he had to try and make his way. He couldn't catch an Uber because they're all booked up because everybody's going to the event.
I know.
So he's late getting to the event. I mean, he's getting the whole run around the whole weekend. So
Oh yeah.
his attitude is going to be up here because that was BS.
Yeah, it was.
With them still doing their thing, that's garbage. Right?
No, it is garbage.
The problem with AEW is that, and this whole situation is really, it's a microcosm of everything that's wrong with AEW.
Yeah.
There's no one to steer the ship, what
No.
we've been talking about.
Exactly.
And this is the culmination of all of that.
This
is when you let the inmates run the asylum.
Yeah.
Because you want to be buddies with them and not their boss.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the conversation we had this morning.
Yeah.
And
it is.
It's gotten to the point where there should be no surprises that this happened. Because you're going to have somebody.
I was
because
waiting on
Punk is actually passionate about the business.
Yeah, he is.
He's old school. He was brought up that
is.
way with guys like Dusty Rhodes, guys who went to bat for him.
I know the thing is my personal opinion. I ain't got anything. I appreciate what he's done. I'm not a huge fan. It's just not. I never had this as far as like that. I very much appreciate what he's done like that. But I just never was a huge fan of even when he's in WWE. You know, I was okay with him, but he wasn't like, oh my God, Punk.
Yeah,
I wasn't. I got it like that. I love his work. I liked his work ethic in the ring, everything else. But I know too, even in WWE, he was in a lot of ways he was his own worst enemy. And I think that's to me is what bled over to.
Well, sure,
again. What you said too, you get in the same sentence. He's passionate about the business,
and you got to have that.
All right, I'll be a perfect example. There was a match that happened. I watched it, and but the thing is how I put it over. There was a match that I watched when you were when we had Redeem everything else, and I came out a few times, and I watched up in the crow's nest, and I watched the match, and it wasn't that the guys weren't good at all. It's just that the timing was, I think I told you, the timing was all they had outside interference.
Yeah.
And of course, there was supposed to be something going on that the referee was supposed to see. Well, the referee saw everything because the timing was off. And when they got in the back, and I would just, but then again, I'm a veteran. So I went back to the back and said, hey guys, come here. I told them this, I wasn't mean. But I know that. I ain't going to be mean. But I mean, I just told them, I said, this is what I saw. This is, okay. And they were very cool, but I mean, that's the way I handle things.
Yeah.
Instead of me going, what the crap were y'all thinking? He was over, but there's some people that are like that, There's some people that if they would have seen that, if somebody besides me had seen that is a little rough around the edges, that they would have reamed them.
But here's the other thing about that. Jack Perry is buds with the Bucks.
Yeah, I know that too. And see, that's just
so there's it's a because Punk's not like that with all of them. He's not telling John Moxley that stuff.
Yeah,
he got hammered with what, fucking whatever it was. They put in his head.
Yeah,
which I wasn't a fan of.
I was not a fan.
But I mean, whatever. There are people who love that stuff, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think, and the biggest thing is like there are so many conflicting reports about how it ended up happening. But once Jack Perry came out and said what he said, Punk's not going to take that because he's already in a pissy mood because of everything else that happened. I agree. You're just adding fuel to the fire here. And then he's mad at Tony Khan for letting this stuff happen. He confronted Tony Khan about it. And Tony Khan apparently Punk was so fired up that he was scared for his life. Tony Khan was. And I don't know how much it takes to scare him for his life, but whatever. And so you had all of these issues popping up there.
Yes.
And that's the problem. I mean, me and Randy kind of talked about this last night, and I was like, the issue I have, and why it's hard because he asked my opinion on it, I was like, we just don't know all the details. We don't know how things were said. The things we do know. The Bucks and Punk don't like each other. Kenny Omega, all the elite, they don't like CM Punk. No. CM Punk has no good feelings towards them either. Because all that happened in the past.
They're all
because of the professionalism stuff. That's right. So he's already got that. Jack Perry is above with those guys. Yeah. Punk's driver left him high and dry. These are the facts that we know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Punk did say you're putting your body in jeopardy by using real glass. He wasn't the only one to say it.
Oh, I know.
But he's the loudest voice in the room because it's CM Punk.
Yeah.
So they're going to say, hey,
exactly. And I agree.
And so it's like, it's easy. Now, Randy brought up a good point. He said, do you think CM Punk was looking for a way out? I think, and after that incident that happened with the whole airport, I think absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I am so done with this kiddie 5th grade BS.
Yeah, and that's
and what's bad is they had such a great show, a successful 80,000 person show.
Yes, they did.
And this is what we're talking about.
I was just supposed to make that point.
And that's sad.
It took every bit of we should be still talking about that show because it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good show. It had a little bit. You found something that you liked on that show.
It was everything.
Even if everything wasn't for you, there was something in that show that you could relate to.
That's one thing that I really liked about that, like I said, because what I've heard, the things I've read, the things I've seen, and everything else. It's a fantastic show. They really brought it, and I was really proud of them. And then all that's overshadowed. No, everybody's forgot everything about that
because of this.
All about this.
This is what we're talking
about.
Just
stupid.
No, it is.
But it's the reason.
But Tony Khan has let this happen to this company.
He's got
you cannot pass the buck anywhere else. He at some point, and Tony Khan's a good dude.
He is a good dude.
He's gotten in way over his head. And it's not something I don't think he can correct. He can.
Oh, no, he can't.
He just has to put his foot down.
He needs some good veterans. The thing is, he's got some good veterans in there, but he's got to let them do
their job. And we don't know truly how much sway these veterans have or how much they even want to have, right?
But, I hate to say
we have no idea.
I'm going to tell you, this is my thoughts on it. I think you got people in there that could probably do a lot between Jericho and Danielson and all that. You got a lot of just them two right there. You got Regal. You got he had Regal. Look, the bad part about it, you got the Bucks going. Come here, you got the Bucks, and I'm sorry, I am not a fan.
No, I'm not either
at all. But the thing is, you got them cats in Tony Khan's ear, and then that's where all your childishness is coming from.
And this is why
that's where everybody's them
don't know what really is going on. But a lot of that, and this is why he can't get control of it.
Exactly. That's my opinion. As far as you got Kenny Omega and the Bucks that go do stupid stuff that I've seen them do. I've seen before they get done. It's like, I have nothing because we're indie. We're 100% indie. But the thing that is they've got some good guys on that I really like. That I like to see come up. Even the Orange Cassidy's not for everybody, but I like what the kids do something different.
That's right.
I like him. He helped that. They got people like that are in there, and they should be bringing these guys up.
They should be.
But the Bucks are so busy doing stupid stuff, in my opinion. And even Kenny Omega. The thing is, Kenny Omega is killer, and he is.
He is great.
He is so good. But it's like outside of he's got his little buddies. I hate to say this. He needs to quit listening to the Bucks and all them and listen to some other people that have been there to been to the big shows like that and help and kind of guide where you're going, because I don't mind what they do say that, but I mean I think things like this wouldn't have happened.
No, and they wouldn't have. And there's and again, this
I don't think they're getting that. Like you said, the vets that are in there aren't getting to say. They're not getting their say. I think or in one area after the other, if you ask me.
Well, and there's a lot of that, dude,
yeah.
and that's not.
I mean, he had the man there. If you ask me, Regal, he had the freaking man there.
Yep.
If he would have let him go, but he didn't. He was hands were tied.
Well, but that's with a lot of it. You have nobody running the thing like it needs to be run.
I don't mind them not having writers. I hate it. That's one thing that I hated about it. And you can tell the difference in product too, as far as WWE back in the day. The writers were old wrestlers and everything else, old grizzly, veteran wrestlers like coming up. But nowadays, I mean, you need that. That's one thing that I do like. It's a difference, it's a balancing act of what I do and don't like about AEW. I like the trend, but you can't just let the inmates run the asylum. You got you need to my opinion, you need an old vet in there. A couple of good old vets in there, that are helping you mold this thing and take it in the right direction. But if you're not taking the veterans' advice, where are you going? What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do.
No, and again, that's a problem. It's a big problem with AEW, and at some point they're in a position that they could be good.
Yeah,
they could do some good things.
They are,
but it's a joke that anybody thinks they're on WWE's level right now.
No,
I
they're
don't care
not.
if they put 80,000 people in
No.
that thing.
The thing that the way I look at, can they be in the future? Oh yeah,
I think
if they get on the right track.
but that's the problem.
You
They
remember
have to
this?
get on
You
the
remember
right
this
track.
though too. What happened to TNA? TNA was they were on a good track.
Yep.
They were coming up, and then what happened?
It's the same thing that keeps happening with these people.
Yeah, it's. I mean, when you're not doing that, you're on the track, and you know, then
It's
you
like,
can't.
come on, folks.
I know.
Y'all can do better.
It's can.
And it's sad because you've got an opportunity. And
yeah,
that's like I hate the whole WWE versus AEW, AEW versus WWE fan thing,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
First of all, WWE don't care.
No, they don't.
They're not studying AEW.
No, they're not.
As much as AEW fans want to believe that's the case,
No, they're not.
that's not happening.
No.
They don't need to. They've
No.
never needed to do that.
Yeah.
And the thing is why would you want one company to fail when this is the problem we had before when WCW failed?
Exactly.
You should not want these companies to fail. And as far as, because I can speak from the workers' point of view, there's not enough great places to go work anyway.
It's not, and I'll tell you this too. Even on people don't understand too, and you know this too. When you had the Monday Night Wars, what were we doing?
Yeah, you tune in all the time.
We were over here, dude. We were over here on Tuesday nights. We were over Tuesday nights and had people every Tuesday night. We were wrestling over here at the little skating rink.
Yep.
And had it packed over there. Why? Because it was hot. And then what happened? As soon as WWE bought them out, what happened with us?
Well, same thing happened to all these companies.
They don't say it didn't just affect WWE. I mean, WCW and all of those guys. It affected all of us.
It did. It affected a lot. And that's, again, I don't get the whole thing. Fans are so stupid sometimes.
No. I'm a baby, and I'll tell you,
it's ridiculous.
I'm a face. It's like, don't be dumb. Don't wish bad on other companies. All these.
Why would you do that?
Besides the what's and all that kind of crap. I mean, I'm not even counting them.
Those aren't even real companies.
No, they're
anyway,
not. They're not. But I mean, 901, I mentioned 901, I wish him all the luck in the world. MIW, wish him all the luck in the world. APW, I wish him all the luck in the world. Bluff City, Memphis Wrestling, every one of them, I wish all the luck in the world. Now, my main focus, my main focus is Crossroads.
Hey, Jeremy.
But the thing of it is I don't want nothing to happen to none of them other companies.
No, because you want to have places to go and grow your craft and all that other stuff and develop. I mean, and without other places now, you always want your company to be the best.
Well, yeah, you do.
But that's on you as a business owner.
Exactly.
As a booker, promoter, as a company, really to do that.
And that's the point I want to make with what I said the other
day. But wanting
about
somebody else to tank is stupid.
No, it's not.
It's sabotaging somebody else's company.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's like the way I look at it, and my focus is, me, and when I say this, I want you to understand, I don't pay attention to none of them other companies. My main thing is Crossroads. I'm doing that. Do I wish them? Oh yeah, I want to see them do good, but I'm not sitting there just watching every little thing they do, because my focus is on what we're doing here with Crossroads. That's my job.
See, and mine is I'm
all
over the place.
I know. So you're all over the place.
I work all over the place.
You got to.
So my interest is a little different. Of course, it's Crossroads because we own it.
Yeah, we own it. But I mean,
also working all these other companies.
You got to keep an eye on them,
And I have to when they pay me, I come in and I work.
Exactly.
And when you get paid, that's a job.
Exactly.
And so,
the same thing if I was going and doing, say, APW, if I was going, if they were paying me to come up there, yeah. But I mean, my main thing, especially with my limited time that I've got because of my job, and when we got into Crossroads, all my focus is on Crossroads.
Do you think CM Punk will go back to WWE? Never say never.
No, I wouldn't say never say never.
They actually had some good talks before he ended up going back to finish out this contract. He was supposed to come back to AEW to finish.
Yeah,
because he'd been back there, and there was a deal that happened. But I think Triple H actually spoke briefly, but who knows? I mean, I wouldn't say that he won't, because I can tell you right now, he lost luster real quick of AEW and thought how that madhouse was going.
Yeah.
Like that probably drove him to the brink.
Oh, it probably did, because
and here's the other thing. If he goes back to WWE, he has a Brock Lesnar type of schedule.
Yeah.
Is what he'll have.
Yeah.
Because Punk is an attraction.
Yeah.
He's great at what he does. He can pack them in because he can talk it. And there is always a spot for somebody like that.
Yeah.
To come in there, because I get it. Everybody's trying to say, well, you got so-and-so, these young guys. I like Chad Gable. Chad Gable's great.
Yeah.
I like The Miz too.
Oh yeah.
But CM Punk,
Yeah.
these other guys are here.
Yeah.
CM Punk's name on the marquee
Yeah.
sells
Oh,
tickets.
I agree.
The Miz's name does not sell tickets. Chad Gable's name does not sell
Hey,
tickets.
so I'll tell you this too. Why you think they brought John Cena back for a little while?
Well, because Cena's going to sell tickets. Cena is a name that
and I hate to
draws.
say it, if you notice too, it's like with Lesnar, I think Lesnar is off for a little while too. So you take him out, it's like, okay, we got to have somebody.
Yeah,
and that's one thing that I want to say. I want to say that AEW, but if AEW, I understand that people, the indie like the AEW fans are like, oh man, we're just killing all the indie, getting all these other WWE guys, but you got to get eyes on your product.
Well, there's a reason you got the other WWE guys. Those guys you're bringing in are really good.
Yeah, they're really
and
good.
what they do.
And well, the thing is, they're
the
also
best of the best.
But, and what are they doing? Every one of them, they're bringing up the indie guys that you got there. They're bringing them up. Every one of them are.
Well, and they're certainly trying. And then when you do stupid things and you create chaos, I mean, and again, I don't know the story. I can't pretend to be on the inside and know who was at fault and what.
No, I can't either. I mean, there might be of everything, Punk might have been innocent all of it. Then again, Punk might have been a total, ass about everything and deserved it.
And you just don't know, right?
You don't know.
And that's the thing. So it's hard to speculate.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are.
I know.
And a lot of people say, well, I know what happened. Unless you were physically there and saw it and recorded it so it can back up what you say, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you.
That's the reason I look at we look at stuff sometimes. Which we do shoot work interviews on this particular podcast like that. We stay in character to a certain extent, but the thing of it is looking from a worker's a worker's view of it. It's like with the trouble he had in the past, but like you said too, the trouble he had in the past, especially with the 3 or 4 vice presidents or whatever, which I think is really stupid, in my opinion. But you get in a fight with that, then you try to come back and have that. I think I would have, myself, if I'd have been there and I'd had all that stuff and I saw that, I would have come to the owner. That's just me, But like I said, I'm not CM Punk. That's not the way he does stuff. And again, too,
but apparently that's not how any of those guys do it.
No, it's not like
that's the thing. It's not like that's not how any of those guys.
No, they
it's
try
just inmates run the asylum, and that's never
exactly.
Who's going to take the belt off Roman? That's a good question.
I don't know. That's bad because that's like me. I don't really get to watch it anymore. At pay-per-view, sometimes I watch, but I didn't get to watch this last pay-per-view.
I hadn't watched Payback yet either.
No,
I meant to.
I haven't watched to see who I really think.
I heard it was a good one, but I just haven't got to see it.
The thing is, I'm a huge AJ Styles fan, but like I said, he's just he's had his little run, in my opinion.
I just don't know who they.
And I love AJ. AJ freaking phenomenal. This is what he says.
I still think Cody's probably the one who does it.
He is. I think Cody had everybody.
I just really think Cody's going to be the one who does it. But,
yeah,
I think Jay made his debut on Raw last night. Him and Sammy had a great segment together, which is cool.
Yeah.
So there's some good stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's talk about Crossroads this weekend.
Yes, let's do that. Yeah,
at Lewisburg High School Gym, Patriot Fest. Patriot Fest starts at 10 a.m. It's free to the public to get into Patriot Fest. Now, the wrestling, there will be a charge to get into the wrestling portion, which our meet and greet starts at 3 o'clock. And then at 4 o'clock, the wrestling begins.
Yep.
We got 5 big matches lined up, including the return of one jumping.
Yes,
Jeff
sir. Full force, baby.
Full force, baby. I'm excited about it.
I am too.
I'm fully excited about this match.
But I'm excited about that too. It's going to be great.
People have opinions on it. And you're certainly entitled to your opinion, but the fact of the matter is, a dude hasn't been in the wrestling ring since 1999.
Yeah.
All right. Now, having said that, I've seen Jeff work out.
Yep.
I actually became friends with him in the gym.
Yeah.
And then, dude is ripped. The picture that was put up on the Crossroads page was a few days. That was taken that day.
A week ago. It was taken a week ago.
So. That's Jeff, right? Yeah. He's in phenomenal shape. Now, ring shape is a different thing. And I've watched him work out in the ring trying to get ready for this thing. As anybody who's ever been in a wrestling ring knows, that's a tough ass to do, but he has put in the work for it.
Yes, he has.
Which I think is cool. And I know there are a lot of detractors for it, and I know there's going to be a lot of naysayers for it. And you know what?
Oh, I'm looking forward to the naysayers.
Here's my thing. Don't give a damn. Don't care. Don't care.
Don't
care about your opinion. I'll tell you why. Because it's something he wants to do.
Yeah.
We are not WWE. We are not AEW. We are an independent wrestling organization.
Yes, we are.
And this dude has been in the business. All right, he came up through the business.
Yeah.
He's wrestled some big names in the business.
Yeah.
And if he wants to do it, and he wants a shot to go in here and try his hand at it, and he feels confident enough to do it, and he works hard doing it, then give the guy a shot. Why not? Who is it hurting other than somebody else's feelings?
Yeah.
It ain't hurting a soul.
No.
That's the thing. And the other thing I'll say is this. I would never put this dude in a match and sign him to a match where I felt he was going to be in any kind of danger. So let's just squash that bullshit right there.
Yeah. Another thing, too, I hate to say, who is it that owns Crossroads Wrestling and books this?
Yeah, really.
You know,
I mean, so
the three of us, and so what the crap we decide to do with our company?
We're going to have it.
You know,
so you can have your opinion.
who we want on our cards, who we're going to put on our cards.
Yeah. So you can have your opinion. I'm just not going to listen to it.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. So you can
That's
get butthurt,
Yeah.
and you can go gossiping.
Yeah,
you can go spreading your rumors and saying all the things because you know best.
Yep.
I do not care.
Get your own organization and do what you want to.
Yeah, if you're so good, you go do your own thing.
Go get your own organization, get a ring, and go do
we're going to have a great time on September
Yes, we
9th.
are.
I can tell you what we're going to do
this
Saturday at Patriot Fest. We're going to have a blast.
There we are.
And I know Brody and I are going to be involved in the cornhole tournament.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I heard Vicious Hyde is supposed to be turning their stuff in today. That'd be interesting if they do, because they want to be in there. I would love to see that. I don't think that little midget Mick Vicious is big enough to toss a cornhole. Anyway, so I mean, whatever.
You're bad.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
that is very true. It's very true. But we're gonna have some great matches. Dre the Clown will be there. The Milkman will be there.
Yes, he will be.
You'll have Brian Sofine and Ray will be there. You've got the Midnight Roosters going to be there. And, of course, Walker 13 takes on Bullwhip Ballard in our main event.
Man, that's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to all of it.
So there's a lot of big matches. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And just come on out. I mean, I think the ticket prices are $10.
Yeah, I think they are.
Is what they are. And I don't know what all the student discounts. You'd have to look and see. I know they're handling that part of it. We're taking care of the wrestling side of it, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about the event.
Well, I'll also tell you too. You know, I can't compete in the ring anymore because I'm GM. But I think I'm going to referee a couple of matches. I want to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I would. No, definitely.
I think I'm going to do. Like I said, I can't do in ring competition anymore, but I can definitely referee a couple of matches, and I got a couple in mind that I want to referee and keep an eye on. See what happens.
Jennifer, I'm so ready for Saturday. Baby, we all are.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think they've done a lot to hype this show up there. And like I said, I'm excited about it. Can't wait. Hold on.
I know you're getting it.
Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting messages out to Yang Yang.
I know, brother. I'm the same way over here.
Do you think a group of Sorry, guys, but I have to answer this real quick. Because it's a question I'm not going to share.
All right.
But yeah. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. I know we're going to enjoy it. We got a lot of work to do. That's why we're kind of cutting the show short today. But
yeah, we do.
We got a lot of promoting we still have to do. We've got about to head out to the ring in a little while. We got to get out there and get that done. We got more training. We got working on stuff. There's a lot of things because we got another show next month that we'll be bringing y'all more information about that. We've talked about it. We've already said we were going to be at Hadley's, but we'll have you more information about that show.
Yeah, matter of fact, next week.
So there'll be a lot of stuff that's coming around the pike and Junk Ford. So y'all just be ready for that. We appreciate everybody tuning in today for this. Hate to have a brief, but like I said, we have
we got a lot to do today.
Yeah, I mean it's just so much to do. Just so much to do.
It is.
All right, guys, y'all have a good